On behalf of AAF Madison, Rod, I present you with the Silver Medal Award. In addition to that, Paul Sodlin has asked us to thank you for your advertising excellence and issued a proclamation in your behalf. Finally, a DVD of your video, which you can share with your family, friends, and post it on all the social networks that you're on. Ladies and gentlemen, again, Rod Ritcherson.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for that splendid introduction. And as you agreed, see Lois after this is over to pick up your envelope. I want to say thank you, first of all, to those who nominated me. And I want to, of course, thank those who selected me. And I also want to give a big thank you to Charter Media, especially Wendy Patterson, who put together this video. I had to pinch myself because it seemed as if I was seeing a portion of my life flash in front of me. So thank you, Charter Media. Thank you, Wendy. Before I continue, I want to get an understanding with each of you. I'm not accepting this award because of anything that I have done. I'm accepting this award on behalf of what others have done for me. I want to start with my parents. My mom and dad. Unfortunately, my dad not able to join us this evening because of health reasons, but my mom is here. My mom and dad have put up with me for a lot of my adventures and sometimes contrarian thinking, starting from the first grade when it was career day, and a lot of my fellow first graders wanted to be a normal doctor, lawyer, and so forth, but I wanted to work for the CIA. So I wrote them a letter. They wrote me back, but that's another story. Here we're here to talk about advertising. Let me start with my dad first. My dad, before being recruited to come to the University of Wisconsin to be a football coach, my dad was a very successful high school coach. Several years ago, my dad was inducted into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, right next to Tom Landry, Roger Staubach, and a list of famous names go on and on and on. My dad knew how to win football games. My dad taught me how to win. But more importantly, he taught me how to be a winner on and off the field. But even more important than that, he taught me how to be gracious in defeat. My mom taught my brother and me, my brother and sister-in-law from Fort Worth are here. My mom taught my brother and me many things. Starting from a young age, she taught us how to type. And I remember one summer, my brother and I were typing away, we're going, why are we doing this? My mom said, one day, you're gonna need this. So from the typewriters to computer keyboards, Mom, you were right. But more importantly than that, my mom taught my brother and me to be thankful and appreciative of what we have. There's always going to be some who have more than you, and there usually going to be many more that have less than you. It's okay to want more money, bigger cars, and so forth, but along the way, appreciate what you have. I accept this award on behalf of my parents, Louis and Velma. I accept this award on behalf of Jack Steffen, Ronnie Dean, and Bob Salisbury. Jack Steffen was the creative genius behind Stephen Brady. One day after a big presentation, Jack pulled me to the side and said, Rod, nice job. Thank you, Jack. Then Jack went on to say, Rod, we pay you to think. So I thought about that. And what I went on to learn from that was he wasn't just saying, Rod, we pay you to think creatively about advertising, but we pay you to think creatively about solving problems. Today, most of us overuse the term think outside the box. Well, 40 years ago, Jack Steffen would have said, psst, don't even bring the box. Thank you, Jack. I accept this award on behalf of Ronnie Dean. Ronnie Dean was the creative director at Stephen Brady. Ronnie Dean saw something in me where she went out on a limb and she convinced Jack Steffen that I should be working at Stephen Brady. I'll always be grateful to Ronnie Dean. What I learned from Ronnie was to how to expand my mind, to be open to ideas, but to be focused so that you can connect the informational dots, the data dots, use my gut to develop a creative output. Thank you, Ronnie. Bob Salisbury was a former vice president at American Family Insurance. One day after an AFA meeting, we were standing around solving all the problems of the world. Bob said, Rod, in that American Family building over there are thinkers. In that building over there are doers. Both are important. Without both of them, nothing gets done. But you have a choice to make. Do you want to be a thinker or do you want to be a doer? I accept this award on behalf of Jack Steffen, Ronnie Dean, and Bob Salisbury. I accept this award on behalf of my two children, one of whom are here this evening. My two children, Jarrell Anthony and Sabri Simone. One day when Jarrell was about two and a half years old, my wife at the time was pregnant with our daughter Sabri. There was a complication with the pregnancy. That complication dictated that she had to remain in the hospital, in bed for the remainder of 5 or 6 months of the pregnancy. In bed, in the hospital, not at home, in the hospital. At that time, I had a very demanding job. I also sat on 5 boards, one of them being as president of the Madison Advertising Federation. So it was a very challenging time for us. But it also gave Jarrell and I a chance to do a lot of bonding during those 4 or 5 months. But we also did a lot of shuffling around back and forth from home to daycare to babysitters to my parents' house. So one day, and I remember this clearly, it was 11:30 a.m. I had to get to an AFA board meeting, and I was dropping Jarrell off at my parents' house, and I turned around and said goodbye, and I looked at Jarrell, and he said, Daddy, are you leaving me again? Ouch, that hurt. But what I learned from that was that I needed balance. I needed to have priorities. Thank you, Jarrell. A couple of years later, when I started my own business, working out of my home, working long hours, 12, 13, 14 hours a day, at that time also, Jarrell was into the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles. Leonardo, how about that? Sabri, our daughter at the time, was the resident fashion queen. Every 15 minutes, she completely changed her outfit. Very cheap. Picture this. Every 15 minutes, Sabri is walking out of her room wearing something completely different. One day, one evening, about 6:37, I'm in my office working. Jarrell comes down as Leonardo. Sabri walks into my office wearing the latest outfit, and they wanted my attention. I was too busy. I was too busy. And as they walked out of my office, they turned around and said, Daddy, you don't play with us anymore. Ouch, ouch, double ouch. Although I had set my priorities, I just didn't have them in the right order. I accept this award on behalf of my two children, Jarrell Anthony and Sabri Simone. I accept this award on behalf of my business associates and clients, some of whom are here this evening. Lupe Martinez, President and CEO of Lumos. My clients know that I push them to the max to get the best out of them. They in turn push me to the max to get the best out of me. And because of that, we've been able to forge some long-term relationships, and we've been able to do some wonderful things. Lastly, I accept this award on behalf of my business associates, who now I am honored to call my friend. Lupe again, John is here, Donald. Griselda Aldretti, who you saw on the screen. Griselda operates at 1,000 miles an hour all the time. All the time. Even when he's sitting idling, she's idling at 1,000 miles an hour. So on those days when I'm not feeling it, when my batteries are low, I can text or call Griselda. We'll chat for a few minutes. I'm charged and I'm back. So I accept this award on behalf of my business associates who now I'm honored and proud to call my friend. Before I sit down though, I have to thank God. Because I do believe that it's God who brought me to this very moment. You saw in the video where I blurted out, I can do that? Well, oddly enough, that's exactly the way it happened. After graduation, when I decided what I didn't want to do, I had to decide what I did want to do. So I'm sitting around in my house with some friends and my roommate, and all of a sudden, I got this thought in my head. And this thought was not a thought that I had generated. And then, and here's the weird part, I heard this little tingle, this little voice. And this voice was not the sound of my inner voice. And this voice and the thought were just so powerful that before I knew it, I'm letting out, I can do that. Once I calmed my friends down to let them know that I was okay, that I wasn't crazy, I never looked back. I never looked back. I knew that advertising was the path that I was supposed to be taking. That was my dream. So I took the next 6 months going, learning anything and everything I could about the wonderful world of advertising. I went to the UW to talk with one of the leading professors in the communications department. And after our brief conversation, he said, well, Rod, I think you probably should find another line of work. So I think the first time. And as I left his office, everything that he said left me. It went in one ear and out the other because I knew the path that I was supposed to be on. So my point is, don't let anything or anyone prevent you from pursuing your dreams. Don't let anything or anyone obstruct your path to obtaining your dream. And once you obtain it, go on to the next dream and the dream after that. I think that advertising is one of the best professions in the world. It's challenging, it's rewarding, and a lot of times it's just downright fun. But with that fun comes responsibility. Advertising is a very important tool. We all know that through advertising, we can get consumers to buy stuff that they never even thought they needed in the first place. Advertising is a very powerful tool. Now, we all can't be eloquent speakers like a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Through a single speech, he was able to motivate and inspire hundreds of thousands, millions of people all at one time. Most of us don't possess that talent. I know I don't. But we have the power of advertising. We can motivate, we can inspire, we can create change, positive change. It's often said that advertising reflects what's happening in the world around us. That's true, I believe that. But I also believe that advertising can create the type of changes that should be happening in the world around us. So as I close, my challenge to you tonight is pick a cause, any cause, whether it's poverty, domestic violence, hunger, whatever it is, pick a cause and then pick an organization that shares that same cause. And then lend your talents to that organization to help them create messages that create change, positive change, the type of change we all want to see in the world around us. Congratulations to the winners that you've seen on the screen before me. Congratulations to the winners that you are about to see. Tonight, I am truly honored and I am humbled. And for my good friends in the audience who know me well, know that I am very rarely humbled by anything, unless it's truly special. Tonight has been truly special for me, and I thank you very, 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 very much from the bottom of my heart. Enjoy the rest of the show.